The dim grey light of the forest day was about him when he came to his senses. The spider lay dead beside him, and his sword blade was stained black. Somehow the killing of the giant spider, all alone, by himself, in the dark, without the help of the wizard or the dwarves or of anyone else, made a great difference to Mr. Baggins. He felt a different person, and much fiercer and bolder, in spite of an empty stomach. He wiped his sword on the grass and put it back into its sheath. "I will give you a name," he said to it. "I shall call you Sting." The forest was grim and silent, but he felt it was unsafe to shout, and stood a long while wondering in what direction the path lay, and in what direction he should go first to look for the dwarves. Hobbits are clever at quietness, especially in woods. Also, Bilbo had slipped on his ring before he started. That is why the spiders neither saw nor heard him coming. He noticed a black shadow ahead of him, blacker even than the forest, like a patch of midnight that had never been cleared away. He crept nearer and saw spider webs, one tangled with another. And there they were, spiders, huge and horrible, sitting in the branches above him. And ring or no ring, he trembled with fear lest they should discover him. He realized that these loathsome creatures were speaking to one another. "What nasty thick skins they have, to be sure, but I'll wager there is good juice inside." "Aye, they'll make fine eating when they've hung a bit," said another. "Don't hang 'em too long," said a third. "They're not as fat as they might be. Been feeding none too well of late, I should guess."
"Kill him, I say," hissed a fourth. "Kill him now and hang him dead for a while."
Bilbo was horrified to see one of the fat spiders run along a rope till it came to a dozen bundles hanging in a row from a high branch, and dangling in the shadows, a dwarvish foot sticking out of the bottom of one of the bundles. He had to do something. He could not get up at the brutes, but he was a pretty fair shot with a stone, and it did not take him long to find a nice, smooth, egg-shaped one that fitted his hand cosily. While he was picking up stones, the spider had reached Bomba, and soon he would have been dead. At that moment, Bilbo threw. The stone struck the spider plunk on the head, and it dropped senseless off the tree, flop to the ground. Whack! Dead. He started to lead the furious spiders further and further away from the dwarves, making them curious, excited, and angry all at once. Dancing among the trees, he began to sing a song to infuriate them and bring them all after him, and also to let the dwarves hear his voice. "Old fat spider spinning in a tree, old fat spider can't see me. Attercop, won't you stop? Stop your spinning and look for me. Old Tom Noddy, old big body, old Tom Noddy can't spy me. Attercop, you'll never catch me. Up your tree." All the spiders in the place came after him. They were frightfully angry. Quite apart from the stones, no spider has ever liked being called Attercop. And Tom Noddy is, of course, insulting to anybody. They followed him into the forest until he had gone as far as he dared. Then, quieter than a mouse, he stole back. "Now to get them out of those bundles," he said. He managed, by leaning over, to cut most of the strong, sticky threads, and then, sure enough, with a kick and a struggle, most of Fili emerged. In this way he rescued Kili, Bifur, Bofur, Dori, and Nori. While this was going on, the other dwarves were working at the rest of the captives and cutting at the threads with their knives. Soon all would be free. But then what? The spiders were coming back, and there looked like being a horrible battle. It looked pretty hopeless. Then the battle began. Some of the dwarves had knives, some had sticks, and all of them could get at stones, and Bilbo had his elvish dagger. Again and again the spiders were beaten off, and many of them were killed. But it could not go on for long. Bilbo was nearly tired out. Already the spiders were beginning to weave their webs all round them again, from tree to tree. In the end, Bilbo could think of no plan except to let the dwarves into the secret of his ring. "I am going to disappear," he said. "I shall try to draw the spiders off. You keep together and make in the opposite direction. to the left there. That is more or less the way towards the place where we last saw the elf fires." He suddenly slipped on his ring, and to the great astonishment of the dwarves, he vanished. Soon there came the sound of "lazy lob" and "attercop" from among the trees away on the right. That upset the spiders greatly, and some went off in the direction of the voice. The dwarves huddled together in a knot, and sending a shower of stones, they drove at the spiders on the left and burst through the ring. Away behind them now, the shouting and singing suddenly stopped. Things were looking very bad again, when suddenly Bilbo reappeared and charged into the astonished spiders unexpectedly from the side. "Go on," he shouted. "I will do the stinging." The spiders swelled with rage and spluttered and frothed and hissed out horrible curses. But they had become mortally afraid of Sting and dared not come too near. But just when Bilbo felt that he could not lift his hand for a single stroke more, the spiders suddenly gave it up and went back to their dark colony.